It begins with a single, innocuous notification on your phone. A polite message arrives from an unknown number featuring a professional headshot and a compelling proposition for flexible, high-paying, remote work. You are not actively looking for a job, but the promise of easy supplemental income catches your attention during a moment of acute financial anxiety. The message seems harmless, a simple inquiry about your availability for a few hours a day. Within days, this seemingly lucky break will systematically dismantle your life savings. This is the entry point of the task scam, a highly sophisticated evolution of traditional recruitment fraud. Syndicates deploy automated scripts to blast millions of these lures across messaging applications, searching for anyone receptive to the idea of effortless digital labor. They are not looking for specific qualifications, but rather a specific psychological vulnerability. The trap is set with the promise that clicking a few buttons can yield substantial daily profits. The underlying mechanism relies entirely on the psychological grooming involved in modern digital deception. Scammers understand that the modern economy has left countless individuals desperate for side hustles and passive income streams. By presenting the opportunity as an exclusive, limited-time offer, they bypass critical thinking and trigger a fear of missing out. The target is made to feel special, hand-selected by an elite recruiter for a lucrative position. Analysis of this global epidemic reveals a staggering financial toll, with victims losing an estimated $1.5 billion annually to these phantom job offers. This is not a localized issue perpetrated by lone hackers in basements, but a highly structured, transnational corporate enterprise. Massive fraud compounds operate exactly like legitimate businesses, complete with human resources departments, script writers, performance quotas, and tiered management structures. Their entire business model depends on perfecting the recruitment to investment pipeline, optimizing every interaction to extract maximum capital. The initial contact almost always occurs through WhatsApp recruitment or similar encrypted messaging platforms. A supposed human resources representative guides the applicant to a slick, professionally designed web portal. This platform features corporate logos, convincing user interfaces, and scrolling tickers showing other users supposedly earning massive commissions. It is a completely fabricated digital environment, meticulously coded to provide an illusion of absolute legitimacy and corporate stability. Once registered, the user is assigned a series of simple, repetitive actions, often described as e-commerce boosting or data optimization. The tasks might involve clicking on products to simulate high sales volume, rating mobile applications, or liking social media posts. For the first few days, the work is incredibly easy, taking only minutes to complete. The dashboard updates instantly, displaying a growing balance of earned commissions. The true genius of the con lies in the initial payout. When the user requests a withdrawal, the funds are immediately transferred to their actual bank account or cryptocurrency wallet. This small, tangible victory is a calculated investment by the syndicate, designed to cement absolute trust. The dopamine hit of receiving real money for minimal effort silences any lingering doubts and fully hooks the target into the system. Having established credibility, the operators initiate the next phase of the deception. The platform introduces a tiered system, explaining that to access higher-paying tasks, the user must upgrade their account status. This requires a seemingly small deposit of the user's own funds, framed not as an expense, but as a temporary security deposit or working capital. The language used is deliberately confusing, masking the reality of the theft. The technological infrastructure supporting this illusion is entirely controlled by the fraudsters. The numbers on the screen are meaningless database entries manipulated by a back-end administrator. Every click, every commission, and every supposed peer interaction is a simulated event designed to keep the user engaged. The victim is essentially playing a rigged video game where the house controls both the rules and the scoreboard. The illusion shatters when the user encounters a combination task, a sudden, mandatory assignment that throws their account balance into the negative. The platform freezes, displaying an error message stating that the user must deposit more funds to clear the deficit and release their trapped earnings. Panic sets in as the victim realizes their initial investment, along with their supposed profits, is now inaccessible. This moment triggers a powerful psychological phenomenon known as the sunk cost fallacy. The victim, desperate to recover their initial deposit and the phantom earnings they believe are rightfully theirs, rationalizes the demand for more money. The handlers, posing as helpful customer service agents, offer sympathetic encouragement, assuring the user that this is a standard procedure and that completing the task will result in a massive payout. The demands escalate rapidly, transitioning the con from simple task completion into a devastating crypto investment scheme. To clear the negative balance, the platform requires payments exclusively in digital assets like Tether or Bitcoin. The handlers provide step-by-step instructions on how to purchase cryptocurrency on legitimate exchanges and transfer it to an external wallet. This pivot ensures the stolen funds are instantly moved across borders and rendered largely untraceable. The pipeline is now operating at maximum efficiency, relentlessly draining the victim of every available resource. As each new deposit is made, the platform's algorithm generates another, even larger combination task, demanding increasingly exorbitant sums to unlock the frozen account. Victims often drain their primary savings accounts, max out multiple credit cards, and even take out high-interest personal loans to satisfy the platform's insatiable demands. The financial devastation is absolute, calculated, and terrifyingly rapid. The psychological toll matches the financial ruin. When the victim finally runs out of money or realizes the futility of the situation, the helpful customer service agents vanish. The slick web portal goes offline, returning a generic error page. The realization of the betrayal is crushing, leaving the individual grappling with intense shame, anxiety, and a profound sense of violation. Analyzing the digital footprint reveals a stark reality about the nature of modern cybercrime. The cryptocurrency wallets used to receive the stolen funds are part of complex laundering networks. The assets are rapidly split, tumbled, and moved through thousands of transactions across multiple blockchains in a matter of minutes. By the time law enforcement is notified, the money has been obfuscated beyond the reach of traditional financial recovery tools. Recognizing the early indicators of this trap is the most effective form of defense. Legitimate employers do not recruit through unsolicited text messages, offering guaranteed daily profits for simple tasks. Any job that requires you to pay money up front to work, whether framed as a deposit, an upgrade fee, or working capital, is unequivocally a scam. Authentic companies pay their employees. They do not charge them for the privilege of working. The shame associated with falling for these schemes often prevents individuals from reporting the crime, which only empowers the syndicates. It is crucial to understand that these operations are designed by experts in behavioral psychology to exploit universal human vulnerabilities. Intelligence and education are not absolute shields against highly targeted social engineering. The manipulators are ruthlessly efficient at bypassing logic by appealing directly to financial anxiety and hope. The vocabulary used by the perpetrators is specifically chosen to create an aura of legitimacy. Terms like data optimization, product boosting, and algorithmic alignment are meaningless buzzwords designed to obscure the fact that the actual work is nonsensical. If a job description sounds overly complex, but the actual tasks require zero skill, you are likely interacting with a fraudulent operation. Defending against these incursions requires implementing a zero-trust approach to digital communications. Never engage with unsolicited job offers received via text message or encrypted chat applications. If a recruiter claims to represent a well-known company, independently verify their identity by contacting the organization directly through their official verified website. Do not rely on links or contact information provided in the initial message. The regulatory response to this global epidemic is continually evolving, but the borderless nature of the Internet makes enforcement incredibly difficult. International cybercrime task forces are working tirelessly to dismantle the massive fraud compounds operating in Southeast Asia and other regions. But as soon as one operation is raided and shut down, another immediately takes its place in a different jurisdiction. Consequently, the primary burden of protection falls heavily on the individual user navigating this inherently dangerous digital landscape. The integration of cryptocurrency into the final stages of the theft is what makes the crime so devastatingly permanent. Unlike a fraudulent credit card charge, which can often be reversed by a bank, a confirmed blockchain transaction is immutable. Once the digital assets leave your wallet and enter the syndicate's control, there is no central authority capable of reversing the transfer or freezing the funds. Be highly suspicious of any platform that requires you to convert fiat currency into digital assets to participate in their ecosystem. Legitimate e-commerce platforms and marketing agencies operate using standard banking infrastructure. The sudden introduction of digital wallets and decentralized exchanges into a supposed employment arrangement is a massive red flag, indicating that the operators are preparing to disappear with your money. The manipulators also rely heavily on isolation to maintain control over their targets. They often instruct victims to keep the lucrative opportunity a secret from friends and family, framing it as a competitive advantage. In reality, this tactic prevents the victim from seeking outside perspective or advice that might shatter the illusion. Breaking this isolation by discussing the opportunity with a trusted confidant is a powerful defensive measure. The aftermath of the deception leaves deep psychological scars that extend far beyond the depleted bank accounts. Victims frequently report a total loss of trust in digital platforms, intense feelings of personal failure, and a lingering paranoia regarding any online interactions. The realization that hours of dedicated work, emotional investment, and desperate financial maneuvering were entirely fabricated creates a profound cognitive dissonance that can take years to fully process and overcome. Proactive security measures must include robust filtering on all communication devices. Utilize the built-in spam blocking features on your smartphone and messaging applications to automatically filter messages from unknown international numbers. Regularly review your privacy settings to ensure your phone number and personal details are not easily scraped from social media platforms by automated data harvesting tools used by the syndicates. Ultimately, surviving the modern digital economy requires cultivating a healthy skepticism of easy money. The task scam thrives on the illusion of effortless prosperity, weaponizing our desire for financial stability against us. By understanding the intricate mechanics of this deception, recognizing the psychological triggers they exploit, and maintaining strict boundaries around our personal data and finances, we can dismantle their power and secure our digital lives against the devastating impact of online fraud.